Alright, so y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to go over the best pro-am builds at every position in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. So mind you, there's going to be comp fives, it's going to be stuff like where it's matchups, you're in leagues, tournaments, stuff like that, or team pro-am in some degree. Now, obviously, when it comes to rec, there's a little bit of a different standard. In rec center, I think spacing is so much more important at the big man spot. So for instance, in this pro-am video, we're vouching for inside 7-2, and then things like smaller guards don't really fly when it comes to rec either. So we'll have a different video somewhere down the line of the best rec builds in season 5 as well. But for this video, it's gonna be season 5 best pro-am builds for comp pro-am. So I hope you all enjoy the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you do, turn on them noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win 500 likes. Also, it can kind of translate. Obviously, builds like this can still work. Or, for instance, maybe I think a 6'3" point guard is more ideal at the 2 when it comes to comp pro-am, but in the rec, you really could bring a build like this in at the point guard spot and it'd be perfect. Or even 6'5" or 6'7", whatever the case may be. In today's video, I have a bunch of different builds that I always have as like my top builds listed right here, but just to explain, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the 5 builds that I'm going to feature in today's video. So, the best point guard build in my opinion is still gonna be a 5'9" PG. I do think you want driving dunk on this now though. You'll see I did put like 65 driving dunk on this. I don't think you can get away with that 40 or 0, like 25 driving dunk anymore. Honestly, you need that versatility when it comes to your build to be able to at least dunk open when you're doing it quickly. And moving along, at the 2 spot, I have revised this quite a bit. I used to think that we wanted the 6'5" desperately at R2, where it could be a really good on-ball lockdown. It would be our primary lockdown defender and still play the wing. The problem with it is the wingspan is too long, the three-pointer is too low, and you just don't have enough ability to shoot from the wing with this. So I have revised that quite a bit. I think you need to go for more of a secondary ball handler look and ditch the primary lockdown defender role. You need to leave that primary lockdown defender role to the 6'7" pure lockdown defender. Stick him in the corner on offense and literally just let him go to work on D. Now, if you wanted to, however, this is going to be the best power forward build right here in my opinion, the 6'9" glitched out metric. However, if you wanted to have extreme versatility and be able to play sides defense between your 3 and your 4, aka your on-ball lockdown defender and your hedge defender, you could just go 2 6'9s and work out just like that. And if you have a lot of trust in your ISO defense to not be able to just like get destroyed when you get put in the one-on-one situation, you could just switch everything and both of you can hang pretty manageably on ball and on the backside with the bigs. And you can both play pretty solid passing lanes. The press game is a little bit different though. You definitely, as a lot of you guys have seen from the series that we've done, our team does not press and every team that we play against does press. That's at least really comp. Like due to our top 20 teams on the game that we've played, they always give us problems with the press game. It's going to be a lot of speed. It's going to be builds like this, and then obviously they have a 6'7" on ball. But if you wanted to be different, like I said, you could have a 6'9" at the 3 and the 4 and go crazy with that. But anyway, like I said, 6'9" is going to be the power forward build. If you wanted to go oversized to the power forward, this is a solid option. It's pretty much the build that I use, except it would have shooting on it, but it's not worth showing today. Like I said, I think the absolute meta for team pro-am and just 5s in general is going to be the 6'9" metric build. And at the 5 spot, we're going to have the 7'2". And I think this is the biggest no-brainer when it comes to the pro-am builds video. Like, obviously, the 7'2" is pretty dominant. You get the elite big man contact dunks. You're really tall. You have Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Decent speed for your height. Obviously it's not really super adequate, but it's definitely doable. But what we're gonna do though is I'm gonna be running the 5 with a 7-footer. I believe this is what we're gonna do, and then have a 6'9" at the 4, 6'7" at the 3, and then rock out with like the 6'3" at the 2, and then at our point guard spot we'll still have AK with the 5'9". So we're gonna go pretty undersized, I think, moving forward. I feel like speed is really nice to have on pro-am, and debatably that is the meta lineup anymore. You have a 5'9", 6'3", 6'7" lockdown, a 6'9" power forward, and then a 7'2" big man. It's actually, yeah, pretty much the meta when it comes to people's lineups. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be heading in meta direction. But anyway, I mean, we'll see. There might be a couple flexes and tweaks here and there. But anyway, moving along, the best point guard is going to be this right here, in my opinion. 5'9", 145 on the weight, 5'10" wingspan. Gives you pretty much everything you need, 99 ball handle. I will say, though, you could get away with not having 99 ball handle, it seems, at pro-am anymore. Pluck steals aren't really a big problem. Getting bump stolen is a whole different story, but obviously this build, it completely optimizes speed and three-pointer, and obviously it still has solid driving dunk. The only thing it's lacking is steal rating, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if you come out here with a 5'9" build anymore with 99 steal, it unfortunately just doesn't play good passing lanes anymore. Or for that matter, like pluck steals. I mean, like I said, it's been dead. I mean, it's just a tough scene, bro. So anyway, I don't think steal rating is super important when it comes to a smaller guard build like this. You will get like dominated off that corner. It's just simple. Now, if a team doesn't go to it very often, or if you can still protect yourself from that a little bit here and there, it's definitely ideal. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. You need an offensive scoring guard to carry the load on offense in this game. If you come out here with 2.63s though, I will say it could be pretty manageable. I've seen some 2s come out here and be really, really good at the shooting guard position. And if you wanted to just run 2 of them, it is possible. I mean, off meta can have a potential to still be better than the meta if you take advantage of what people do with some of their builds. For instance, with a build like this, you're going to want to keep them in the corner. If you have oversized corners and you're cutting off the corner consistently and you're giving these guys problems on the backside with that, and they're just having a hard time stopping you from 2, and it's just dominating them so much that they move this guy up to the wing, at that point, you can take advantage of him by forcing him into the on-ball defense. Now, obviously, he still has 99 speed, but again, low perimeter defense, really small guard build. You ideally do not want this guy anywhere near the ball when it comes to pick and roll action. I mean, he's going to get dominated on screens too, and no matter what perimeter defense you give him, it's still going to be a tough scene trying to guard that with a 5'9". But again, like I said, you need an offensive scoring guard to carry the load. 99 three-pointer gives you every badge, Hall of Fame blinders, Hall of Fame mismatch expert, which are very important in Pro-Am as well. You still get enough for goal bullet passer, 86 pass accuracy, you guys know the deal, 99 ball handle, 98 speed with ball, optimizes the speed to its highest degree. I mean, 99 speed for fast break as well. Now, if you're in the corner on D, it's a little bit tougher to run breaks as the point guard, but you can still get out there a little bit, especially into that intermediate area where pretty much you're going to have 2 guys streaking in the corner and they just fill in the corner, and then you're going to be able to just take up that top of the key in a secondary sort of fast break situation where, let's say your bigs aren't afraid to hold on to the ball for a little bit and you as a guard leave them on an island to an extent. It's definitely something that's a threat, and it depends on how much you feel like you want to get confident with it. I mean, if you are a guard and you just want to like stay back and get the ball from your big man and just walk it up the court, so much, I mean, it is what it is. But obviously, like I said, you can optimize the fast break game with this by adding a third person into the fast break off the corner if you are on D, or if you have, for whatever reason, this guy on wing D, then he's definitely out there on the fast break for sure. But anyway, for takeover options, it's just going to be shot, sharp, and play. Simple as that. No lock take, no slash take, anything like that, obviously. All right, so moving along to the shooting guard position, it's going to be listed at point guard. I think you're just best off doing that, honestly, whether it's for the My Career grind or just in general, like lining up position-wise. You don't want things to get super weird with it, and you're never going to line up at the point guard over your 5'9" or whoever's lined up at the PG, or just in general with rec, too. I mean, it obviously just is convenient to make it at a point guard. So, anyway, 6'3" with a 6'2" wingspan. This is a glitch metric build, in case anybody's curious, because a lot of these builds that I'm showcasing will be done with the metric system and glitching it. I'm gonna have a video very soon listing every single metric build in the whole encyclopedia, like all 10 of them pretty much, in like a video coming up very soon. So just stay tuned for that if you want to see the details on how to actually create the build. But anyway, 6'3", 166 on the weight, 6'2" wingspan. It's gonna allow us just enough perimeter defense for silver clamps and silver menace and stuff like that. With this build, I'm gonna be dropping the steal rating to 80. You could go for 90 if you would like. If you wanted to just drop the block rating off entirely, it gets you very close. So then you guys know the deal. You can manage it between stamina, free throw, whatever miscellaneous stuff that you want to just take off or put on, whatever the case may be. But with this, you get just enough for an extra badge point and the bronze chase down artist and bronze intimidator. So I think it's pretty ideal to have those. I really don't think you should just skip out on upgrading block rating with this build right here. I think it's definitely capable of getting chase down blocks, and with you playing the wing on offense, you're probably going to try and get back on the fast break D as well, and you are definitely the only guy who can play any defense with that. Like, your guard, if he turns the ball over, it's just you and your guard on the wing. So at that, you're the only guy possibly in the area that can defend the interior. So I definitely think block rating is pretty reasonable to have on a build like this. But anyway, you guys know the deal. I've showed this build a lot over the last few weeks or so. 93 ball handle gets you just enough for every key playmaking badge. 91 gives you handles for days. 92 gives you quick chain. 93 gives you hyperdrive. 92 speed with ball also gives you the Hall of Fame quick first step, as you can see. So honestly, overall, a really good badge count, 33, 33, and 16, and then 4 finishing with only 65 driving dunk, but once again, good enough for quick drops. You can get on the fast break. I think this is definitely still manageable, even in the half-court setting, where, again, you're probably going to be playing with an inside big man, 7'2" at that, who's just mashing the mess out of the paint, and you definitely don't need too much interior force when it comes to a guard position because of that, but again, I think 65 is definitely plenty enough, to be honest with you. Whether it's the big hedging too high and you just get an easy take on the quick drops, or again, fast break, it's definitely the most optimal bang for your buck when it comes to just going for anything on finishing. It's a little bit tough to go super overkill on it, but anyway, With this build, 95 speed, 93 acceleration at 6'3", super glitchy. I mean, everything about this looks really good. 97 3-pointer, the only thing you're lacking is Hall of Fame blinders and Deadeye, but with that, you have everything, like Hall of Fame limitless spot up, mismatch expert, everything in the book you could possibly want as a 2. And 97 3-pointer as a shooting guard does get really glitchy, bro. Like I said, if you guys wanted to run some off-meta stuff, you could just run 2 6'3" point guards and not even run one of those small guys. And at that point, you don't really have a liability on defense. However, you don't have the super crazy offensive scoring threat that a 5'9" is, with its 98 speed with ball instead of 92. But I mean, scoring-wise, like 3-pointer, I mean, you're really only lacking 2 ratings in comparison to 5'9". So this is a very debatable guard build at the point guard position, but you're not going to see a lot of people in Comp Pro-Am run this. And just in general, I think it's a perfect shooting guard build. I mean, Kitchen's going to get on something like this pretty soon, I'm assuming. But anyway, for takeover options, again, shot, sharp, and play, that's all you get. I think you just run double limitless spot up with this, or limitless range, I should say. But honestly, if you wanted to run a different one, maybe you could run a play takeover. I just don't think the ball is going to be in your hands quite enough to constantly be utilizing play takeover, to be honest with you. But who knows? Maybe the other team is full court pressing your point guard. The ball ends up in your hands quite a bit. And with that, running playmaker takeover could be pretty viable. I mean, you're going to be in a 2-on-1 situation probably because they just sent 2 guys at your point guard. And now you are probably in like a 3-on-4 with the rest of the people on the court. And you could just dump it down to your big man or get a shot off, whatever the case may be. I mean, having a build that can break the press with a confident 2 is super, super important. We're starting to learn. So I'm definitely getting on this with my team, and hopefully Kitchen can get on a build like this pretty soon. All right, so because this video is gonna be pretty long because I'm going into quite detail when it comes to all these builds, I'm gonna refrain from showing you guys anything other than just the best like build at every position. But I will say 6'5", it definitely features in as a really good lockdown defender at the 2, but it's tough, man. I don't know if you want this at the 3 is the problem. Like, I don't know if you'd want to bring all 3 of these builds right here at the 1, 2, and the 3. You're really undersized at that point. Maybe it could work if you optimized it the right way with full court pressing like crazy. But yeah, I don't know if that's really the best idea, to be honest with you. I think you should go with something like a 6'7" metric right here at the 3 spot for the on-ball lockdown. But again, if you want to go with the little off-meta lineup where you have a really skilled 2, like someone who's really good at the game and you want him to be involved on-ball defense and at the hash, because essentially what this build is good for is splitting 2 roles and putting it into one guy. So essentially, this 6'5" can play the on-ball lockdown position and play the hash as well. Not perfectly, it's not exactly what you want in terms of its 3-pointer. Obviously, it's a little bit lower, but you could even go with like a lower wingspan and stuff like that too, and it'd be pretty viable. It'd be pretty doable. But again, I, for now, am thinking that the 6'3" is probably the best shooting guard position in the game. But anyway, moving along. Best on-ball lockdown, pure lock, 6'7". It's gonna be lined up at the 3 position. It's going to be 6'7", 7'3" wingspan, 180 on the weight. It's beautiful, bro. It's a beautiful sight to see on defense. I mean, you only have 83-pointer. It's enough for Hall of Fame sniper, though, with not even upgrading your mid-range or anything like that as well. We'll talk about driving dunk a little bit later, but anyway, again, playmaking, ball handling, and speed with ball is definitely doable. I mean, you could literally be a tertiary ball handler. You're literally a 3rd guy who can put the ball on the ground and actually do something with it pretty consistently at that point. But anyway, defense is looking amazing. 97 perimeter defense, 99 steal, 80 block rating. Now, if you wanted to go for 81 block for Gold Intimidator, you can do that by going 1 higher on the wingspan. You can go to 7'4" on the wingspan. I just went down to 7'3" because it allows you to get an 83-pointer without having to, you know, like it gives you Hall of Fame sniper without having to upgrade mid-range. That's how I see it. I think it's very valuable to do stuff like that. But anyway, again, that's up to you if you'd like to do that. We even have interior defense upgraded on this as well. 63, it even has bronze brick wall. I mean, if you want to run 2-man game with this as well, if your big man could shoot, you could spot him up in the corner. And if you wanted to run like a little bit of a 5-out set, this build could be your secondary hash where it spots up on the wing with the other shooting guard who does it as well. And then this guy could be a screen setter occasionally as well and just run like slips or pop slips, whatever the case may be. I don't know, it depends on your trust with the build, but I know a lot of teams, like how Joe plays, a build like this would be perfect where you could just like spot him up at the hash as well, and you could still like run him in a couple pick and pop situations or just an occasional screen with the bronze brick wall. And again, we have things like 82 defensive rebound as well, so when we talk versatility on defense, you could also probably still switch with the bigs occasionally, and as long as you can run some box, I mean, that's all that matters, guys. Like literally, if you can just box out the big man on their team, the big man on your team off the corner can easily crash down for the rebound. You just have to get a body on that big on their team, like the center who's coming off the pick and roll. Put a body on him, simple. The guy off the corner can come and fly in for the rebound. Simple as that. I really don't think you're upgrading rebounding just for the ratings. Like 82 is not that great. Silver rebound chasers are not that great either, but it could still get the box outs on the bigs, and you could still crash off the corner occasionally as well. I mean, it's definitely doable. It just depends where you're lined up on defense and everything like that. But anyway, glitchy stuff right here. 88 speed at the 6'7". Again, 99 steal, 97 perimeter defense at 6'7" is crazy as well. Upgrade your strength on an on-ball lockdown, 100%. I vouch for that. 85 vertical too. I don't know. You don't really need to do this ideally. I mean, I just upgraded it because of the rebounding purposes, but I don't know. It's debatable. You could do what you want with vert. I mean, you could drop it down quite a bit. I mean, it's more so tied to driving dunk. And if you wanted to, really what you could do is drop your steal down to 90, drop your vertical down a little bit too, and then you could go for contact dunks on a build like this, 84. Or if you wanted to get crazy with it, you could maybe attempt to go for 92. But either way, y'all get where I'm coming from. I mean, it's up to you how you want to go about it. I definitely think with a pure lock though, it'd be cool to have 99 steal, but 90 can definitely get the job done 100%. But anyway, back to the default way that we have this build. Whatever you want to do with the driving dunk is up to you. I think 74 is definitely fine though. Silver limitless takeoff, quick drops, it's easy, simple like that. Now, I don't know if this build is perfect for contested finishing, like if you like to do corner cuts consistently, and a build like that probably needs a little bit more driving dunk, to be honest with you. So if you did want to go for that 84 or potentially 92, those two can bang out for sure. Like, you're gonna get really solid animations off corner cuts consistently. It's really good. The one downside with this build is definitely the takeover options though. I mean, I would suggest just run double lock take anyway. And if you can, it'd be really ideal if you could get the Sabador takeover perk as well as an on-ball lockdown defender. At that point, your takeover doesn't really matter quite as much. You're trying to just screw the other team's takeover. So pretty much, if you can get that, it'd be ideal, but it's very hard to. So if not, I would just say extreme clamps and perimeter badge drop as the double lock take would be pretty solid at that lockdown position. All right, moving along to the power forward position, we have the 6'9" metric build. I mean, we all know what this is capable of. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The one downside to this that I do want to mention is that if you're going to make a build like this at the 3 spot for your team, make sure it's a shooting guard. Please do not make this a small forward, because it's going to get complicated with this stuff. If you have this build lined up at the 4 on accident, and then this build lined up at the 3, or for that matter, I mean, maybe you guys are crazy and you made like your you made your 6'3" shooting guard build, or you decided to make a 6'5" and you made him a small forward as well. So now you have 2 small forwards lined up here, and then you have the 6'9" metric lined up at the 2. It'd be stupid, bro. It'd be so stupid. So just make sure you have your team's positions all figured out together if you are making builds like this. But anyway, shooting guard, 6'9". 188 on the weight, 7'7" wingspan. Like I said, we're obviously making this to play the 4, the power forward position in Pro-Am. And with this is elite versatility. I mean, we're not going to talk about this too much. We all know what this build is capable of. 77 three-pointer with 80 mid-range, Hall of Fame sniper, 92 driving dunk for elite contact dunks with like gold posterizer, Hall of Fame slithery, Hall of Fame limitless takeoff. You have solid dribble animations with 75 ball handle and 70 speed with ball. The defense and rebounding is immaculate. 90 perimeter defense, 90 steal, 95 block for Hall of Fame intimidator. You have 92 defensive rebound for gold rebound chaser. You still have 79 speed at a 6'7" build with 85 vertical. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is really glitchy. If you wanted to run 2 of these, like I said, at the 3 and the 4 position, you could come out here and play sides, freaky defense. I mean, as long as you guys are both good on the sticks with it, I think it's very solid and has a lot of options to not have to rotate so much as well, where you guys will get dotted off ball in some situations as well, where if you can run 2-man defense with this, it'd be crazy, bro. But anyway, takeover options, we have slash, lock, rim, and glass. Simple as that. Honestly, if you wanted to tweak this build a little bit to get it like sharp take, it's possible. Same with getting shot creator takeover. This build, the 6'9" metric, can get every takeover in the game as long as you go for it. Like, you could get slash, post, sharp, shot, play, everything, like every defensive takeover, every like the glass one as well. I mean, the list goes on and on, bro. The 6'9" metric does get glitchy, bro. All right, so for the center position, I'm gonna showcase this to you guys first with shooting, and then I'm gonna showcase it to you without. I think I would definitely vouch for doing it without, but you can definitely get away with it to an extent when you have the shooting on it. It's just gonna be taking a little bit of a sacrifice on standing dunk, close shot, offensive rebounding, post control, stuff like that. I mean, you could even potentially get ball handling on it, but it's probably not worth, to be honest. But anyway, 7'2", 235 on the weight, 8-foot wingspan. This is once again a glitch metric build. Just stay tuned for the video soon. I'll have the breakdown on how to create every single metric build in the game, and I'll probably have timestamps on it too and everything like that, so you can just skip to whatever part of the video you're looking for. But again, here's the look at the build that has shooting on it at 7'2". I don't think it's worth To be honest though, I think 73 3-pointer is just not quite reliable, and obviously 10 shooting badges is kind of a tough scene. You can't get your mid-range high enough either to the point where it's even worth it, and it's just tough to upgrade your mid-range, really. I mean, if you don't want driving dunk, that's up to you, but I think that's scuffed as well. 93 close shot is definitely a sweet spot, and 90 standing dunk is also a sweet spot as well, and I think just in general, this looks really, really good. 95 interior defense still for the Hall of Fame brick wall. Obviously, perimeter defense and steal rating is not amazing, but I would still recommend to upgrade this 100%. You do not want to just get like mitted in the corner constantly when you're like trying to contest people. And in the rare situation that you do get switched on to the hedge defense, you don't want to really deal with like, you know, not being able to contest the guard at all. Obviously, 57 goes a long way compared to 25. So anyway, 60 seal rating gives you enough for silver interceptor. 98 block rating gives you an extra badge point, and don't sleep because it makes rim protector cheaper by 1 point as well, going from 6 to 5. So that 98 block rating is definitely worth it on a build like this. Again, you are lacking the offensive rebounding a little bit. We'll go ahead and just showcase without the shooting on it. And the reason that I say the outside is definitely like a possibility and somewhat viable is because you don't really gain a whole lot when it comes to just dropping your shooting off entirely with that. But again, it's because you just had 3-pointer. You don't have a lot of mid-range invested in it. So all we're getting out of that is just to be able to go to 99 standing dunk, miscellaneously upgrading the driving layup a little bit. It's definitely going to make it so you can just kind of hold X in some situations instead of just having to come to a full stop every time and be not very confident with it. If you wanted to go up on a close shot, you could, but it's very tough. I mean, we'll go ahead and just showcase it real quick. It doesn't go a long way, as you can see. I mean, you can only upgrade like 2 close shot for the sake of, what, 20 driving layups. So overall, I think it's worth to maybe go driving layup, and again, it gives you things like fearless finisher, and it's pretty solid to have stuff like this, and just in general have solid driving layup. But anyway, again, we upgraded the post control just a little bit. The free throw is still 86. We have 99 offensive and 99 defensive rebound. And really quick, I do want to showcase this. You need 99 on both rebound ratings to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser for only 5. If you drop it by 1, it's going to make gold cost 4 and Hall of Fame cost 6 instead of gold costing 3 and Hall of Fame costing 5. So I think just at the 5 position, you want something like this anyway. I think it's really, really solid. And overall, you get 39 defensive badges, so that's definitely good as well. 65 speed, 75 vertical. Again, it gives the pro contact and the elite contacts for the big men. So it's really good. I think this is a perfect like center build. I don't know. I don't want to make it myself. I have a lot of center builds already, and I'm a little bit salty over not having this one, but I think the 7-footer can get the job done at the 5. We'll see though. I'm not exactly sure. It only had gold rebound chaser, so it might be a tough scene. But anyway, for the takeover options, just rim and glass. That's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try to 500 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put your position in the comments to show your support so you made it all the way through. Let me know if you're the PG, shooting guard, you play both ways, maybe you play at the hash and you play the on-ball lockdown defender. Let me know if you're just a pure lock at the 3 and you spot up corner, play the 4, 5, whatever the case may be. Anyway, that's all video. Feel free to leave any feedback too. Let me know if you think I missed out on any builds, whatever the case may be. But anyway, that's all vid. Hope you all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.